Hello out there in Radio Land. Oops. Seems loud. Does that seem really loud to you?
You seem really loud.
I had to turn the... That's probably why. Hold on. Tell me if it gets any quieter. I feel like it's the same.
It's the same.
Too loud? Hi.
Hello.
It's Robert Coleman, star of the CU podcast. Hi. It's Kaylin McAteer, Milwaukee's finest retro gamer. 75. Aloha. Is that what they say in the Mountain Time Zone?
Valdor the Great.
We don't have to talk about how great he is.
3.5 extraordinaire.
Oh, you Central. Okay.
Central Standard Time.
I didn't know if it was Mountain or Central. I don't know.
He's Central.
CST. I also like they use the proper S as opposed to the D. It's not always S. If you're on daylight savings time, it's CDT or EDT. Did you know that?
No.
It's true.
Don't care.
It's true.
That's true, too. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. It's just validating that you don't care. 'Cause I knew that was true. All right.
I do enjoy the lemon as well.
Yeah, lemon's good.
Yeah.
We are back. Let's skip Double Dragon 3 and discuss this instead. Yeah, let's talk about time zones in the Midwest. Where's Tyler?
More importantly, where's Johnny? He loves the Midwest.
Yeah, he sure does. Hey, while there's just a few of us here, it pertains to both Robbie and Kaylin. I believe the plan for Midwest Gaming Classic will be that we will drive up through Chicago and spend Thursday there, but then spend Thursday night in the Milwaukee area. So we'll probably come up Thursday and hang and do whatever and go to Galloping Ghost and all that good stuff on Thursday, the 28th, I think. 29th.
Get some
29th.
Labats. Some Schlitz.
No,
Schlitz.
you're going to go to Chicago. You got to get Old Style and Malort.
Malort. That would be... Let's look at the date on that.
Awful. It's the 29th.
Yes. No. It'd be the 30th.
The 30th is Friday.
Thursday?
30th is Friday.
March 30th, 2023 is Thursday.
Really?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now on the calendar.
So there's 31 days in March?
Yes, sir.
I see. Anyway, yeah, so the 30th. Anyway, who cares?
Valdor, you driving into town for this shit or what, man?
Yeah, you come into Midwest Gaming Club, everybody else is going to be there. Sounds like Johnny will be there. It sounds like, I can't think of anybody's name. Robbie.
Tyler.
Kaylin will be there under the Lost Joystick Network umbrella.
John Boy will be there.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I don't see anybody chatting, so of course I'm like, okay, is anybody still there?
They left.
It looks frozen. I don't know.
We're still moving.
Yeah, we are, but that's just a view of the screen. That's not what's really happening.
Moving on up.
Seems like everything's fine. I don't know.
Set.
Whatever. Hey, somebody say something in chat, please. So I don't think that we're frozen.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. You sound like Jay. Not
Don't
frozen.
sound like me. I'm going to be there.
No, I know. A different Jay.
Not frozen, just boring.
Just going over logistics before we start the show. Sorry. We can't all be, super compelling like you in the Rarity documentary.
I'm interested to know how he's saying we're boring when we're talking about coming out to making plans specifically to come out and hang out with him.
You know why.
Because he's a superstar.
Because he's boring.
I'm fancy.
His album's coming out too. Self-titled.
See if shit.
Yep. Jerry said he'd carry it in the store, by the way. Need to get a couple copies over here. We'll put it in the store.
I'm a big shot now.
Yeah, he's got an album coming out. He's getting mentioned on podcasts.
Pat Country likes him.
I don't know.
He said, I love that Robert Coleman guy.
I meant more like, I don't know if that's good.
Oh.
Anyway. All right. Tiger Wolf Games.
Hey, fellow nerds.
Our friend from the
Valdor,
the Great White North.
Give in, Valdor, because Tiger Wolf's coming down for the Midwest Gaming Classic. All the way from Canada.
The west side of the Canada.
Yeah.
Western Canada.
Tiger Wolf, just tell him you're coming even if you're not.
Just say you're doing it. Anyway.
You ready to start this thing?
Yeah, I'm usually the one that's doing that. So
What time is it? It's 5 after, man. Come on.
Look, we can chat with our friends.
Go.
Fuck off.
You didn't miss anything other than Robbie being fussy.
Start over. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this. This is Jay Hale. He was in Army of One, and I suck at this.
Let me see how long the drive is.
One of the greatest drummers of all.
Dude, if you fly, we'll come to the airport and pick you up. I promise.
One of the greatest drummers of all time was in
BC to Midwest Gaming Classic. I wonder how far of a drive that is.
I'm gonna guess it's a good 18 to 20 hour drive.
Do you want me to see that in kilometers or miles?
I can convert it.
Let's go.
Conversions, let's go.
Dude, get a ticket. Just fly out here. We'll pick you up at the airport.
Smokes, let's go. All right,
We're
ready?
driving. We'll pick you up.
We ready?
I'll steal Mike's car. We'll get you an Uber.
What episode is it? 41? Okay, cool. I think we're good. Quiet on the set. Welcome back to the Lost Joystick Network, episode 41. I'm your host, Mike, joined as always by my co-host, Jay. Jay, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Enjoy this lemon Jolly Rancher. It's delicious.
That's great. Would you just do more of it right in the mic there? That's cool.
All right, good.
Keep it up. It's going to be your teeth.
That is my teeth, actually.
Yeah, I know.
In Canada.
That was, okay.
It was terrible.
So, welcome back.
I never left.
Yeah, I know. You and Valdor never leave.
No, we just hang out now.
It's kind of cool. It's good. It's good. It works out. So,
You know, he's thinking about coming to the Midwest Gaming Classic with us.
we'll see. There's a lot of discussion around that.
I'm gonna just talk him into it. We'll come pick him
Yeah.
up too.
I'm going to convince an adult man to drive across country or fly to come see us. No, don't do that to him. Don't make him do that.
Why?
It's rude. Anyway, Jay, how was your weeks?
Good.
All right.
How was yours?
Good as well.
Good. All right.
Nothing else? Nothing happened? You didn't have anything fun? Did you play anything? Did you watch anything?
Played something.
Yeah?
Son of a.
What'd you play?
I don't want to talk about it. That's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Oh, I see. Kind of blowing it over here.
I didn't do anything.
I can tell.
Your shoddy equipment.
Yes, my shoddy equipment. Yes. Yeah, it's all me.
Get some good gear.
Okay.
So how you been? Don't worry about that.
Give me the remote while you talk about how your week's been. I'm going to have to edit all this already. I can feel it. Go ahead. You don't need to look at that.
Focus on that.
I don't know. You're fucking it up.
How am I fucking it up?
Look, I touch it and it works.
I'm going to punch you.
Yeah, well, I deserve it.
It can be your teeth.
I had a dream with Jay was a Jolly Rancher. Anyways, so one more time. Jay, how was your weeks?
Good.
Good.
How was yours?
They were great. I'm going to start talking about mine because you won't talk about yours.
I don't have anything to talk about.
I just asked you if you watched something and played something. You said yes, and now you tell me good again.
I did, and I told you I didn't want to talk about what I was playing because that's going to be the subject of the show.
Jay, how was your weeks?
My weeks were fantastic, Michael.
Did you?
I got to play some games.
Yeah.
Yep. I played some Nintendo.
Nice.
I did.
Did you play the game for the show?
I did.
I know that because you came over.
Yeah, I know. And I watched some television.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched The Last of Us.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's a good show.
I heard it got a little gay. I didn't know how else to put it.
That's probably pretty accurate.
Anyway.
Apparently people were bitching about that, though, which was just ridiculous.
People bitch about everything nowadays. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever. Oh, but either way. Yeah, did that.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay.
Ruined my fingers again on some speakers. We were working on my speakers some more.
Yep. But we discovered we didn't need to do that
The
anymore.
last fucking speaker out of 6.
Yes, that's It's true. We were using a
said,
heat
"Damn."
gun to pry off the O-rings on these old the plastic O-rings on these speakers. And the last one, like, hey, try this tool. And you're like, click, 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 click. Shit came right off.
Yeah.
Your burned stubs thank me.
Yes. The skin's
Anyway.
starting to come back on my fingertips. I don't look like I'm from the movie Seven.
That's right. That's right.
Like Kevin Spacey.
The stumps. Ah, very
How about
good.
you? How are your weeks?
I'm good. You know, work stuff is starting to relax a little bit. I passed my test. I had to take a Microsoft certification. It's a SC200 certification test. It's for like a SOC analyst type associate role thing.
So are you SC200 certified?
I am.
Certified.
And I passed it. So funny story, very quickly, not to bore the listeners, but when you take these tests, you were going to fall asleep anyway.
Yeah, I was.
When you take these tests, there's a proctor, right? Like you have to sit. It's really a weird experience because they're trying to make sure you're who you say you are and that there's nothing around you that you can cheat with. So you must be on webcam at all time. You must have a single monitor hooked up. Yes.
Was this for
Certification.
Oh, okay.
Pearson-
I didn't know if you like veered off to your OnlyFans page because you were talking about being on the webcam.
There's a lot of overlap. Like if it was a Venn diagram, it would be a lot of stuff in the middle.
Oh, okay.
But Pearson VUE conducts the test. So they make you, with their app, you must take a picture of your driver's license front and back. You must take a picture of yourself. And then you must take a picture of the room you're going to take the test in. So I have to take a picture of my desk as I'm sitting at it, from behind the desk looking towards it, and then both sides of the room. And they have to make sure that there's nothing around you that they can cheat. Then you must be on webcam all the time, and your phone must be within reach, but not able to be reached immediately. Like it has to be outside of my reach, but close if they needed to call, because the proctor could call, like one of my peers had this problem where they said, there's a sticker on your monitor that we think you could be using to cheat. We need you to peel that sticker off the monitor. It's true. Now, I didn't have any problems. And I was sitting right here in this seat, and I had to send them pictures of everything, like the monitor and all stuff. This shit is all around me. And it's like, that's fine. Like nobody, they didn't give two shots. Not even been anybody there. I don't know. But the best part is, it's a 40 question test. I got to about question 24 and I thought, there's no fucking way I'm going to pass this test.
How
None.
many did you have to get?
You had to score. It's not just numbers right. Okay. Some tests have multiple answers, whatever.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 possible points. You must get 700 to pass. So I get to question 40. It's like a multi-part question. I finish it. I click submit. It's like, are you sure? I said, yep. So then it's like, hey, take our survey. I'm like, fuck you. Give me the grade. What are you doing?
When it said, are you sure? You're like,
Yeah, I wasn't.
yeah.
So I hit submit, said, no, I don't want your fucking survey. And it said, congratulations, you passed. And I was like, oh my God, I literally like jumped out of the chair, right? So I look and it's like, passing score minimum, 700. Your score, 700. I was like, holy shit. So anyway, I passed. And
Did the proctor see all the cheat stuff you had in your lap when you jumped up?
Yeah, exactly. I was off the webcam by then.
Oh, okay.
I unplugged it and all the cheating stuff fell out. Okay. Which if I was going to cheat, I'd probably gotten more than 700. But you know what? Then Jack Black called me and said, you know what you got? F plus. Click.
F plus.
So anyways, yeah, D's get degrees. It's true, buddy. I am now certified. Barely.
Hey, you're still certified.
All that matters is, oh man, what is going on here? What is that? Hit remind me later. It's probably having some connection. I feel like there's some weird connection thing. Anyway, it's fine. So, and in other news, how likely are you to recommend Lost Joystick Network to friends and family? A 0 out of 10? Man, maybe a 4.
Maybe a 4.
3.5.
3.5.
In other news, before we get to collecting and all that good stuff, Jay and I watched you opening a fucking Jolly Rancher. I can hear it.
I am not.
You're not?
No.
Where are your hands? Show me your hands.
Why do you?
I'm the proctor of this test. Show me your hands. You have a Jolly Rancher. I heard it. I can hear it in the mic.
No.
Don't lie to me.
No.
Jay, just tell me the truth. That's all I want.
God damn it.
Yes, I knew it, you fucker.
I was trying to be quiet about it.
You couldn't. I hear all. I hear all. Thank you.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm only waiting so there's a clean break when I edit.
I know.
Okay. Also, Jay and I watched the old Nintendo Direct, and holy fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I have never been more excited about a game in my adult life, I think, than Tears of the Kingdom. I'm ready, man. I was like excited. You saw me. Like, I was like, holy shit, let's go. Zelda's in the sky and fucking buildings are fighting him and shit. And like, it just looks awesome.
Yeah, Princess Zelda didn't sound too optimistic.
Princess Zelda reminds me a lot of the person we're going to mention in today's game. It's always a fucking problem. I just 5-6 years ago, we eradicated Hyrule. I was asleep for 100 fucking years. Okay. Everybody died. Okay. All the divine beasts, got taken over because dickhead, what's his name? Oh, I can't think of his stupid name.
Ganon?
No, hold on. Rivali. Fucking Rivali. The cocky.
Steve.
No. Fucking Rivali, that cocky bitch, and all the other, guys that got wasted by Ganon.
Guys.
And then you got. Oh yeah, this is. Anyway, I won't tell you anything about it. But then you got, she's in there warding off fucking Calamity Ganon for 100 years. Like, how are you still alive? Okay, first. But then you wake up and like, whatever. But it's just like every goddamn time there's something with this princess. If it's her, if it's not her, it's Peach. If it's not Peach, it's the girlfriend of one of the guys in the game we're playing today.
It's kind of across the board. You think about Splatterhouse.
Yeah.
Rick got into his whole shit show because of a girl.
I'm starting to think that...
Who ended up turning into a monster and trying to eat his face.
I'm starting to think that Fresh Prince was right. Girls of the world ain't nothing but trouble. And you know who wasn't in much for the girls? I can't think of his name now.
Bill?
Frank and Bill.
Frank and Bill.
They did not much care for the women. Didn't seem like it.
No.
Anyway, moving on. Tears of the Kingdom, May 12th, 2023. I'm taking that whole week off. I'm going to get a collector's edition, which apparently you can only get by going to, I don't know.
I was going to say, we got people in the
GameStop.
chat. We can ask them.
No, nobody knows.
Where can you get this thing?
I got to get one of those. So anyway, I'm hyped. And it's $70, by the way. Ooh.
Just for the game.
Yeah,
Not
it's like,
for this collector's set.
It was like when Street Fighter 2 came out and I was like, $70? Okay. For Super Nintendo. Anyway, I digress. We ready to get into some collecting?
Let's go.
Jay,
Michael.
it's time for the collecting update.
Yes.
What'd you buy?
Nothing.
You lie. You bought two things. You have them both here.
What did I buy?
You just sent me the money today for them.
Oh yeah, I did. I got that Tribe Call Quest low end theory.
Yep.
Jerry got apparently a big.
Yeah. 2,000 piece collection from somebody that stopped buying like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's at least a 10-year-old repress that never got opened of the low end theory.
So that's all I got.
Yeah.
I think anything else. What else?
Lovage.
I talked about that last time.
Yeah, but now you have it.
Why are you pointing to yours? I've had mine.
Oh, I thought that was yours.
No, it's yours.
Oh, yeah.
You got it too. So hey, what'd you get?
Well, I already had Lovage. We talked about that. Stupid idiot. I bought a lot of stuff. And some of it's not here yet. So I'll actually talk about the stuff that's not here yet.
I'm guessing by this list it's pretty long.
I've got a box coming from Buyee. It shipped, I think, yesterday. I'm hoping it's here. Actually, I was hoping it would be here before our guest arrived, but they're not coming now. So they're going to be remote.
Are they going to be at Midwest Gaming Classic?
That I think I don't know.
That was the worst answer you've ever given. That I think I don't know.
A very confusing answer. I'm sorry. I do not know. But anyway, I got a Super Famicom lot. There's a CIB Super Famicom in it with like the boxes for the AC adapter and AV cables, which was cool.
Nice.
And then it had like all the hits. Like it was about 50 games in the lot, all CIB. Final Fantasy 5, 6, Chrono Trigger, Breath of Fire 2, Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Dragon Quest 1 and 2, 5 and 6. Terranigma, Dragon Slayer, Brain Lord, Super Mario Brothers All Stars, Super Mario Brothers Kart, Picross, Yoshi's Island, like all the banger hits. This is all stuff I'm taking to Midwest Gaming Classic. Got a good deal on it, so that's coming. And then actually got 3 things in that lot. There are 3 things that with Buyee you can win multiple auctions and just say bundle it all together and ship it all together.
Yeah, then you just pay one flat rate instead of
exactly.
paying for shipping for 5 different things, whatever.
Stop. I can only get so hard. That's not true, by the way. I found out. I got
pills for that.
I've heard that. Those things work? Oh, yeah.
What was that from?
It's from Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's asking about the Viagra. I also got a very small Famicom disc. Let me say that over. I got a very small Famicom disc system lot that included Big Challenge Judo Senshuken, Ultraman Club Chikyu Dakan Sakusen, and then other ones that you will know. Kid Icarus, Metroid, Doki Doki Panic, and Zelda 2. Those were all complete as well. And then the third auction I won was for motherfucking Winds of Thunder for the PC Engine, the Japanese version of Lords of Thunder.
Guess our next episode is.
Dun-dun, 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 nah, wow. Anyway,
Sorry.
so that was that stuff. I know I mentioned this on a show prior, but I brought it with me. A couple of these I might have mentioned.
Can you get it? Get up there. There you go.
I got a PCFX. And don't fucking ask me why, okay? It was just a good deal. Like, I snagged it off by E. And it was low price. And it didn't cost much to get shipped here. And there are no fucking games for this thing. This is like it looks like a 90s PC, like a little version of it. Mm-hmm. It's the last console NEC made, okay? It's all optical. It has a memory card. It has an optical drive. There's like 40 games for it. They sold like 400,000 of these.
Can't you just burn the games though?
You
like,
can
you don't have
burn,
to like physically buy them.
I'm gonna have to. I want to buy a couple just so I have them, like the baseball game. The problem is anything that's even remotely good for this is hundreds of dollars. Any shooter or anything that you don't have to read, But apparently there's a lot of softcore pornography.
I was gonna say, based off the videos we watched about this, there's only like 5 good games. But the rest of it's kind of mean.
And I will also say it is in impeccable shape. I don't think it was ever used. I really don't think it was ever used.
Well, looking by the game library, I can understand why.
It makes perfect sense. It all adds up. So I got the PCFX. That just showed up finally.
Fancy.
I went to Saugatuck. I know we talked about that. While I'm in Saugatuck, they have a CD exchange. Like, they think it's the store Robbie's always talking about. PCFX is for shelves, 100%, by the way. I agree, Tiger Wolf Games. It is for the shelf. And it's a very nice box. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And if you're going to Midwest Gaming Classic, for a nominal price, this could be yours on your shelf.
I don't know. I'd have to get another one. I can't give mine up. This one's mine now.
Oh, I thought you were taking it with you.
I might. I don't know.
Okay.
I have a lot of stuff. I have more than I thought. But so went to Saugatuck, which is right on Lake Michigan on the west side of the state. Beautiful city. Love it there. We go every year. I want to go back. We had a phenomenal time. It snowed. It was just like perfect. Everything was just awesome.
Did you listen to Pharoah Sanders?
Oh, hell yeah, we did. We listened to that Pharoah Sanders record and we like just floated away, man. It was awesome. That was a great album. But so there's a CD exchange in Holland that I always go to. And they used to have a bunch of stores and now they only have one. So it's like the place where everything kind of every time I go there, they have fucking fire. Like they had Sega Ages for Sega Saturn, which is like a $350 Saturn game. They had Samurai Showdown for Sega CD. They just have all this weird stuff that you never see anymore. Where's my Apple Pippin? I'll come over and I'll show you.
They say Scotty Pippen?
Yeah. No, don't. No, we don't need any more of that. So I went in there and they had some really nice Genesis games. Now, they're interesting. I'm going to start with not the least interesting, but Caliber 50, right? Which looks like a Commando style game.
Yeah.
Hard to find. Complete. Manual needs a little squishing, but it has the reg card in it. Very nice game that looks basically unplayed. Super nice. Now, this is where it gets a little weird. I got 2 other games. I started to research this because I looked at it when I was in the store. I looked at it. One of them is Flicky. Okay. Now, someone like Tiger Wolf Games might be able to help us here because that Flicky on the front of it says it's for the Mega Drive, but it's the NTSC, not PAL version of the game. It is Canadian. So that is the Canadian version of Flicky. And I was reading a thread on, I think it's Video Game Sage, where they talk about how there are a number of Canadian games that were either boxed as Mega Drive games, or I'll give you the other example, Herzog Zwei. Complete in box, beautiful copy, but look at the manual. The manual's like in a horizontal orientation, right? Not a standard manual. But, of course it just comes off. Hold on. Like the one thing I wanted to show everybody. Fucking comes off. Hold on. It's pissing me off here. That's hilarious. I'll go back on. It also has, if I put it back on here, don't tell anybody I ever did this. Shh. It has a sticker seal. These games were sticker sealed at one point. And like, that's how you can also tell that it's a Canadian version of the game. This is bigger. Like on the spine, the Herzog Zwei is actually much bigger.
Yeah.
And then there's these sticker seals for Sega games, like these early Genesis games. So I don't know. It was just interesting. I grabbed all those while I was in Saugatuck, and they're all just beautiful. They're just immaculate. So you can't even see that third one. I probably should have done that differently.
You want to bring it down?
I got it. I'm just going to do it like this. Put the weird flicky in the front there.
Did you get anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I got one more thing. I think we talked about it. Hard to tell as I've seen Mega Drive's game here used, but I was never sure and didn't dive deep. I actually read a lot about this. I outsourced all my Sega knowledge to Daddy and Mom. Go get him on here. Anyway, I actually was reading about this, and it seems like this is pretty common. That these there's Canadian versions that are actually NTSC versions, but they shipped them in weird Mega Drive. But it could be Mega Drive, but anyway, it seems like it's not. Now, excuse me, sorry. Last thing I got. I talked about this, I think, already, but finally got an order from our friends at Wada Games.
Is it a graded repro?
It's a graded repro, yes. Got myself a 9.0. No seal, because this is a glued together box, right?
Yeah.
Real Sports Football for the Atari 2600. I'll slide that down there.
I can do that.
And then the real coup de grace is my 9.4 B+.
Is that COO? Coup de grace?
My 9.4...
I love it when you ignore me.
Because I have to edit all this. You butthead. I'm trying to talk.
Okay, start over.
Never. Anyway, I do like to ignore you. Is my 9.4 B+ Half-Life 2 with our friend Gordon Freeman right on the front.
Good old Gordy.
With his glasses.
How's Gordy been these days?
Awesome. The only valid use of any Atari game. That is very true. What is Gordy up to nowadays? That's a great question. He got zapped into that weird alien world at the end of the first... Oh, well, I probably shouldn't have said that, but anyway. I love Half-Life 2. It's one of my favorite games. I got it the day it came out. It's the day I registered my Steam account because I got it for free with a motherboard I bought to play Half-Life 2 with. So, there you go, Half-Life 2. So that's it. That's pretty much what I bought.
It's exciting.
I think there are some other things, but I can't fucking think of them.
I got to give McKenna a shout out real
You're
quick.
friends with Gordo? Maybe.
McKenna wants a shout out. She just texted me.
Oh.
That's her shout out.
Chad?
I've given her two. McKenna.
What'd you call her before?
McKenna. Carl. Crazy Carl.
Carl.
Crazy Carl.
That's it. What's up, Carl?
I don't know if she's going to.
She didn't want to have anything to do with us when we came over that one night, though.
No.
She's like, I'm going to go now. Okay, we're going to get Slurpees. Anyway, hi, McKenna. How are you?
I don't know if she's answering or not.
All right, I'll wait.
So
I'll wait patiently.
Okay.
Let me check on chat. Yep, it's still there.
It's still there.
Hold on. While we wait.
Ah.
We good?
Yeah, my eye itched.
So, Jay,
Mike,
let's get to the topic of today's show.
let's do it. McKenna said she's good.
Oh, good.
She said, I'm good.
Good. So, Jay,
Michael,
what are we here to talk about today? What's the topic du jour?
The topic du jour. That's the soup of the day. I guess that'd be the game of the day.
Yeah. Or the topic of the day.
The topic of the day. Double Dragon 3. The Sacred Stones.
For,
The NES.
I know it's hard to believe, but we're doing an NES game, guys.
I know.
It's tough. Anyway, if you're watching the live stream and not listening to this, you can see that prominently displayed right in the middle of the screen there.
You can.
How many dragons is that? 2 or 3? I don't know. Double? It's about, yeah, this is Pit Fighter. Starring Sidewalk Jim. Charles Bronson is Sidewalk Jim.
Yes.
Actually, it'd probably be Fred Williamson.
What about Reginald Vell Johnson?
It could be Velvet Jones. Anyway.
Velvet Jones. Good.
So, Jay, tell me a little bit about the release of Double Dragon 3.
Well, It came out in Japan on February 22nd, 1991, and it was called Double Dragon 3: The Rosetta Stone. Because they wanted to make sure you were learning a language at the same time.
I think that's right, yeah. And?
I just love that it was called the Rosetta Stone.
It's nice.
It came out in North America in February of 1991.
So basically the same time.
Yeah. May have came out on the same day.
Maybe.
We're going to speculate it did.
Let's just say it did.
Okay, it did. Came out in Europe in 1991.
Could have been the same day as well.
I love how we're getting vaguer.
That's why I said it gets more and more vague as you go on.
And then in Australia, I think that's AU.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You got it.
I don't know if it was I don't even know.
The symbol for gold?
Yes. 1994.
It went gold in 1994.
Yep, went gold in 1994.
Well, we can talk about that later because anyway. All right. So a little bit about the gameplay and story of Double Dragon 3.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be hard to believe, but it is the third installment of the Double Dragon series. Not sure why they put that in the notes. Really, Double Dragon 3 is the third one?
Well, maybe somebody didn't know that Double Dragon 3. Wow, I can't even talk. I'm going to go ahead. I'm stopping.
Good. According to the box, it's the greatest martial arts adventure series ever. Maybe at the time.
They'll probably argue that.
In 91, it might have been. Serious? When did Streets of Rage 2 come out? Later than that.
I don't know.
I think it was at least 92. It stars our friends. I hesitate to even say it, but it's true because it is there. Bimmy and Jimmy Lee. How do you... It's in the damn game. It says Bimmy. I hate it. You're stopped again. Everything's blowing up over here today. And I never started this. You're not helping me out, by the way.
How am I not helping your shitty
Maybe
internet?
remind me? Thanks for nothing. Anyway. Yep, old Bimmy and Jimmy. Billy and Jimmy Lee. It is a 1 or 2 player beat 'em up, and you can play 2-player co-op.
Yes.
So some of the controversy was, the first Double Dragon, you couldn't play co-op, right? And there are 2 modes. There's A mode where you cannot hurt each other, and there's B mode in 2-player mode where you can. Like you can punch your own friend and stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, in this game, you don't need any of that. Just kill the whole thing. Like, start it all over. Now, Billy's girlfriend is at it again. Marion.
Here we go.
Yeah, Marion. Literally, and I just the year prior in Double Dragon 2, you destroyed the Black Shadow Warriors' Mansion of Terror to become a Supreme Master and resurrected what was thought to be a shot-to-death Marion because and I hate to tell you guys this, spoiler alert for a 40-year-old game now, or 30-year-old game, sorry. Marion was shot to death in Double Dragon 2 and then comes back to life after you defeat the Black Shadow Warriors. Okay, so spoiler alert. And now, so I won't get into that, but so Marion gets kidnapped to start this game. She's been kidnapped by a mysterious organization, not the Black Shadow Warriors, because they've been eradicated the year prior. Okay,
For the third fucking time.
in review. Now, if you remember the beginning of Double Dragon 1, the very beginning is a guy walks up, slugs Marion in the gut, throws him over his shoulder, and then leaves with his gang.
Yeah.
So Marion has now been, in 3 games, beaten up and kidnapped, shot to death and brought back to life, and then kidnapped again. Jesus Christ, man. Like, look, Bimmy, you seem like a really nice guy. Maybe you love her a lot, but this woman is causing you a lot of problems. A lot.
Maybe that's what happened in Double Dragon 3.
I got to go restart that stupid modem at some point. It's just blowing up. Okay.
But maybe that's what happened in Double Dragon 3. Maybe that's why it's Bimmy and not Billy. Maybe he tried changing his name to Billy, thinking maybe that'd take some of the heat off of him.
Or maybe this mysterious organization are the goons that Bimmy hired to get rid of Marion. But then
That could be too.
Why would he go after her then, I guess?
Oh.
You'd be maybe just to throw the police off. I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe he didn't realize Jimmy was going to show up, and he was like,
Oh, no, now
Jimmy
we
was
have...
like, what happened to Marion? He was like, oh, I don't know what happened
better-
to Marion. We better go get her.
We better
I
go
guess."
get her. Anyway, so in the beginning of this game, you're introduced to a fortune teller named Haruko. And Haruko tells you that the kidnappers want the 3 sacred stones of power. and that they are scattered across the world. And for some reason, the only way to rescue Marion is to get these stones before the bad guys do. That is an awful lot of information for this fortune teller to have. Okay. So
Awful specific.
you travel to a bunch of locations, I think 5 total, right? It's the US, China, Japan, Italy, and Egypt. But you start in the US at what we think is your dojo, right? It's right over here by your shoulder right now. Yeah. Matter of fact. So you go in there, you beat up this guy, and then your friend Brett is there, who has been beat up by this mysterious gang, and with his dying breath, tries to warn you about who you should really fear. And he says, the one you should really fear is, and it's like, and then he just dies, right? Like Brett's gone.
Let's not forget he was also seasoning his pasta because the Sprite the whole time was sitting there like this.
He's got his hand out like he's like the salt guy.
Yeah, like he's sprinkling some salt on there.
Yeah. So anyway, there's 5 levels to this game, right? And I talked about where they are. Each level has a final boss. In the game, you can play as Billy or Jimmy, right?
It's Billy or Jimmy.
Yeah, whatever. I'm trying to be fair to everybody here. And you get 1 life. You get 1 life bar. That's it. Okay. So you must get through these levels without dying. So if let's say we're playing in 2-player mode and I'm Jimmy and you're Bimmy. If I die, I'm done. The end. It's over. You lose your life bar. There are no health upgrades. There's no items to get that can help you with that. You get 1 life bar to get to the level, and if you don't make it, tough titties.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you move on to the next level, you don't come with them. And we'll talk a little bit about how all that also is later. But there are 2. What is interesting is you beat the first level, you beat the first boss, whatever. After you beat level 2 and level 3, those bosses will ask to join your party. So level 2 is Chen Saimi, and he's a Chinese martial arts master. Level 3, or mission 3, whatever, Yagyu Ranzu, who is the head of the ninja clan. You beat these guys, they're like, hey man, I just want to roll with you, man. How can I be down? Right? Like and you're like, cool, man, come hang out. The shitty part is, even if we started as 2-player and I've died, and you're still alive, and now we have these other bosses, I can't even be them. I can't switch to them.
Nope.
It's it. You're done. So, anyway.
Well, if you're alive once you get them, though. So if both of us were still alive and you
yes.
died, then you would become one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if I'm not, tough.
Yeah, if you die before you fight them.
There are no P bags in this game. That is correct. So you change your characters to the select screen. They all have their own health points, speed, fighting techniques, and they all have if you were to die as one fighter and you had another, you would automatically become the other guy available. So if you had us 2 fighting and you passed Chin, you'd become Chin, right? If we had him in our gang.
Yeah.
Our martial arts gang. Anyway.
Martial arts gang.
And they all have their own primary and secondary attack. So primary attack for Billy, Jimmy, and Chin are their fists. Yagyu uses a sword. Secondary weapons are Billy and Jimmy have the nunchucks. Chin has the iron claws, and Yagyu has shurikens. They are a limited use, right? You can only use them, then use them for the level, and then you're done. So, and you can pick up weapons from enemies, so they'll drop like a knife or a bottle or a sai, and you can use it as long as that enemy is not dead. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
As long as that enemy stays on screen, you can use it to kill everybody else, and then them.
Well,
I didn't know that. So, now, if you make it to level 4 or 5, you can actually continue. There are no continues up to level 4 or 5. So you must get through to level 4 before you can continue. And the shitty part is, if I die before then, and then you die, and we continue, we don't both come back.
it's just the last person.
It's just
that
whoever
died.
was alive last comes back. Anyway, only the last surviving player comes back. The end.
That's some shit.
Couldn't really find a lot about the background development, so I'm going to go into it very quickly here. It was developed by Technos, published by Technos in Japan. Acclaim published it in North America. And it was very loosely based on the arcade game Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stone. There's also a Double Dragon 3 for Genesis, but neither of those games are really relative. They're very, very loosely based on the same kind of story. So,
Do you think they were learning Spanish on this one?
perhaps. I don't
In the
know.
arcade?
Look,
I think it's hilarious that it's called the Rosetta Stone.
it's possible. Where's this stupid thing? Hold on. So I'm going to get to the music. I know I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But I do want to start this. I'll let you do the rest. There were a couple people, there were like 4 people involved in the music of this game. And 3 of them almost did nothing else. Like literally almost nothing else. And one of those 3 was Akira Inoue, I think is how you say it. And he was actually a keyboard player who was in like an electronica type band who did like, I don't even really know. I'm going to play a little sample of one of the songs from his album.
All right.
This is from Karsavina, which was a 1984 album by Akira Uni. Inui or whatever, I think.
1984.
Didn't really do much video. Yeah,
Okay.
It's from 1984. Didn't really do much video game music after this, which was 10 years, 7 years after this. But he did win the Japanese Record Awards, which I feel like is the, not the Grammys. What's the other one? What's the other music? The American Music Awards.
Yeah.
I think it's the American Music Awards of Japan. He was Best Arranger 1981. And it's all composer stuff. It wasn't like whatever. Anyway, so here's a little sample of Akira Inui's work. If this plays. Should have turned those down. The idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't translate very well into the...
Literally.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I just had to throw that in there because I'm doing research for this guy and I'm like, I can't find much. And then I find this and I'm like, whoa. Okay.
Interesting.
Quite. Why don't you tell me about Mashiya Hirasawa?
So they did music or sound for a number of NES games. They did Side Pocket, Double Dragon 1, Double Dragon 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
They did River City Ransom, Nintendo World Cup, Super Spike Volleyball, or V-Ball, I'm sorry.
Super Spike V-Ball.
Yeah. The Blue Marlin and Blue Marlin Casino Kid 2.
That's correct. The Blue Marlin and Casino Kid 2?
Yeah. It's actually a lot.
They did a lot. Now, I also read that they passed away of heart failure in like 2003.
Oh.
So, sadly. But, yeah, the other people didn't really do much either. It was really weird. Like, I was like, there was not... But then I thought to myself, the music is fine. Like, it's got kind of an altered version of the Double Dragon theme to start it. And the music itself was okay. I wouldn't say it was bad. I'd put it in the C+, B- category. It's pretty okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. So, Jay, tell me a little bit about the reception of this game.
Most of the reviews were generally favorable around that time or in the era.
Right. Like, of the era, it seemed like people liked this game.
Although they always seem to reference the game's difficulty, which we'll get more into that. But yeah, the game's kind of a pain in the ass.
And also, I thought this was interesting. Acclaim wildly overestimated demand and was allegedly left with 500,000 unsold copies of this game. So it did go gold in production.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was hard to believe. And I read it and I was like, okay, I
Not
guess.
so much in sales.
Yeah, they made a lot of them.
Yes.
But not a lot of people bought them.
GamePro in 91 actually gave it some pretty decent reviews.
Yeah, it looks like about a 4.2 overall.
Yeah.
So 4 4s and a 5.
Yeah.
And they gave Fun Factor a 5. They gave Challenge a 4. And I thought to myself, out of 5, that should be 10. But anyway, I digress.
Huh.
All right. And yeah, I pulled this one out of Nintendo Power issue 23, which is the one that has the Power Blade cover.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
It was 3.4 out of 5.
Right. They were kind of doing, I always thought this was funny that they would review the games for their own system. And like they gave this game about a 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not, spoiler alert, I think it's a little generous, but anyway.
Possibly.
Yeah. But yeah, they would always do these little review grids, which I thought was good. But yeah, that one, what'd they give Challenge on that one? 3.6. Again, I don't agree. Okay. And then EGM in April 1991, they gave it a 7, 2 8s, and a 9. And it was pretty, they were very complimentary of the game. It looks good. Like the game looks good, especially for an NES game. I really thought it looked good. Especially for all 3 Double Dragons. I thought it looked really good.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely, out of the first 3, it was clearly the best out of the first 3.
Looking.
Yes.
That would make sense.
So,
yeah. Anyway, so that's a little bit about the game, the gameplay, development, music, all that good stuff. So we are going to move into the LGN game ratings.
we are.
And we're going to start with Jay this time.
We are.
And I think the order we've decided is Jay, then John, and then we don't know yet. It's either going to be Robbie then me or Robbie then Sashimi. We'll see.
Okay. We will see.
So
All I'm writing down my estimates for everyone.
I'm going to write down what I believe your score will be without you looking. Ah, yes. The Blue Marlin, the greatest video soundtrack of all time.
Yes. So while you're writing that down, where do I begin?
At the start.
So when we put this game in, hey, we had all kinds of trouble with your cartridge.
No, that was 2.
No, it was 3. We ended up going to the Mega Drive, remember?
No. We played the 3.
Was it 2 we had the problem with?
Yes.
Oh.
2 still doesn't work, remember?
Oh,
It's gray.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay.
There goes your story.
Well,
Start over.
Okay, so we put 3 in, and we loaded it up. We played 2-player, and we didn't make it very far.
2-player A.
Yes, 2-player
We did
A.
not want to hurt each other because you do not need that kind of problem in this game.
In the initial onset, we did not make it very far. And part of the reasoning we did that is because we hadn't played it in so long, we totally forgot that you had the one life.
The hurricane kick.
And yeah, we didn't think about the
sorry.
hurricane kick. So after playing it a few times, we got pretty far.
Yeah.
We made it to the last level.
We did make it to level 5.
Yeah. I'm not going to give any spoilers away if you haven't played it. I don't know.
I am.
Okay. Well,
Be ready
you can do
because
that in a minute.
spoiler. I'm going to tell you guys how this game ends because I have to kind of.
All in all with the game, though, I'll be honest, outside of my fingers getting, or my hand getting carpal tunnel from having to mash the shit out of A and B together to constantly do the hurricane kick, because it's the only thing that's successful in the game. That's the only way we got through as far as we did. That game was a piece of shit. That game is a fucking 1.
A 1?
A 1. Fuck that game.
Wow, a 1.
Fuck that game.
I was giving you way too much credit.
I would have given it lower if you'd let me, and I told you that, but
A
you
1.
won't let me give it lower.
Nope. I don't have graphics for anything lower.
I do not enjoy that game at all.
Maybe just a red X in place of the face. Maybe put a X over the face or the eyes of the person.
I'm going to give it a 1.0, and I'm going to do
1.0.
that because I also feel like I was way too gracious last episode. I'm just going to circle back on that.
Yeah.
Kid Chameleon should not have gotten a 3.5.
Yeah. What do you think? 3.0? 2.5?
2.5 maybe.
Wow.
Lucky if it's a 2.5. I think I was
hold
feeling
Robbie
gracious, and I got excited because I wanted to give a Valdor score because I hadn't in a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll still stick with the 3.5 now. We'll wait until you're in.
He'll talk about it. We'll reconvene then.
But that was just stirring the pot for Robbie and Cartmageddon.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah,
Love both the guys.
Nick.
Had to do it.
We love you, Nick.
So
he was so mad. He's like, I can't believe I wasn't in chat to shred you assholes.
But yeah, that game was Double Dragon 3. We'll stick to that. Double Dragon 3.
Yes.
1. That
1.
game was fucking trash.
All right. Well, I got you down for a 1. I'm going to give our friend John a call.
All right.
So hopefully this works as it has been because I've been pretty lucky recently. I gotta record this. You want to go over? It's the pink one. Okay.
Huzzah!
It's that time.
What time?
Time for the man himself,
Which one?
Mr. Famicom Box, because that's what Tyler says I have to call him. Casey Masterpiece himself, the retro game enthusiast, John Young. The man, the myth, the legend. You handsome bastard, how are you?
Pretty good, even after that assault. Jeez, Jay.
What?
No, that's fine. So, what makes this game a 1?
Oh, getting right to it.
Because I have carpal tunnel
Okay.
from spending the entire game doing hurricane kicks, because that's the only effective attack on this game.
Doesn't Mike have a power glove you can use, or U-Force or something?
We use the turbo control after a while, where with that you can just hold. If you use the action, it was the action pad.
No, to be fair, this is one of the best uses of the NES Max you'll ever
the
find.
Max.
Yeah.
And that's all just holding that down and just sitting there perpetually doing hurricane kicks.
With the 2-player, you can actually do like an extended kick, if I remember properly.
You can like jettison you can like shoot the person at another person. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I think that if you're back to back, you actually kind of lock arms and do a longer kick. But I might be confusing this with the arcade game.
And it's already begun in the chat. Weird. I beat that game without spamming the hurricane kick. Maybe you just.
I'd believe that if he actually
Suck.
played games. I
Man,
mean, we can talk about the last 4 episodes.
it's gonna be the Friday night boxing.
Important part right now, though, is important part right now is John. John, how are you, bud?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Yeah, nothing crazy. Trying to think of nothing. I've not really purchased anything. It's been kind of a lazy,
winter.
Yeah, exactly. I've had some interest in purchasing things, but like the topper for the Famicom box went for about $400, and I'm not going to be spending $400 for a
Topper?
not really official but commonly used hotel system topper.
A hotel system topper?
Yeah, so it's just like one of those half ads that are like, hey, put in your yen coin and then press the button.
Oh, okay. I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying. I wasn't understanding the words that were coming out of your mouth.
No, that's fine. Yeah, topper is one of those generic words that I guess could get a little confusing. The new I had to cut out for a little bit because Mike started spoiling some Breath of the Wild 2 stuff.
No, I
I'm
didn't.
not looking at any of the.
To be fair, I probably should. No. Like John had some stuff ruined for him in the first game by was it GameStop or some assholes did it?
I think it was IGN. Or something.
That's
it's
right.
Like, this is like
I wouldn't
spoilers. Everybody, plug your ears if you don't want Breath of the Wild spoilers. But a dragon flew by on like one of their commercials, and this is like day 2 of Breath of the Wild being out. It's like, all right, you are aware people are watching just random commercials, and you're just spoiling part of the game for them. But
that's true. I didn't do any of that. I hope.
I also think as a society we've maybe gotten a little crazy when it comes to like spoilers and stuff. But Breath of the Wild is one of the things that I just want to go into blind. I trust Nintendo enough, and if it turns out to be a shit show, I want to find that out for myself.
I was hyped. Go watch the direct.
It doesn't teach Direct's got spoilers.
But it doesn't, though. It doesn't.
Yeah, I want to go into it cold. I'm going to do the schoolyard thing. I got some friends that are going to be playing it.
I think John adds spoilers up too. If it gives you anything about the game, it's a spoiler.
I was very excited. It was very cool just to watch. I was like, oh my God, I'm so ready for this. I haven't been that excited about a game since probably Zelda Link to the Past.
Or Breath of the Wild.
I wasn't even that excited for that.
Oh, well.
No, and then it's two sides of the same coin. Breath of the Wild is really the only thing. Like, if somebody ruined the end of Wakanda Forever, like if I knew that they were all gonna essentially move to Prague at the end of the movie, like they did, it wouldn't bother me. But it's legitimately for this game. I'm just trying to keep away from stuff. I won't be offended if I do get it spoiled. But I do want to get that collector's edition, and I hate Nintendo does this sort of thing. It's like there's going to be like 5 copies at GameStop, and I don't want to buy one online from GameStop because they're going to send it in a bubble mailer. Like, hey, that collector's edition you bought? Yeah, whatever.
There's no way to get it yet. You have to go to a store to buy it, and you can't get it from their website either. I looked at like GameStop and Amazon; they don't have it up.
That's crazy. Yeah. They don't have it on there.
It was, I was lucky to get the master edition of the original Breath of the Wild. So it's one of those things where I'm just, if I don't get it, I'm fine with it, right? Like the last thing I need is another modern collector's edition.
Yeah. I looked at what's in it, and it's like, it's not super compelling, but I'm like, I'll buy it if I can, but if I don't, I'll live. Even though it is $70.
The Steelbook pushed you over, wasn't it? See, there you go, Steelbook.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all. Honestly, that's all I really want.
An art book.
Steelbook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the art books, I'm like, all right. Maybe it's nice, but they're always so poorly bound too that it's like it's so like
you hear them crack like.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you want to ruin the value of this?
Don't
eBay,
ever
listing?
open the book.
I should probably play that Breath of the Wild, huh?
But I want to look at it. Yes, you should.
Maybe I'll pick that up.
I agree.
I have multiple copies. I think you can probably. I guarantee Kyle's got one.
We can go to Kyle's.
Yeah,
I'll go buy a copy of it.
You should.
I'll go buy a copy.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Kyle.
So, John.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to play Double Dragon 3?
I did.
Did you play the Rosetta Stone?
Let me tell you, it's much better than a 1. Oh.
Ooh.
No. So I have a lot of nostalgia for this game. I played the first two. So Double Dragon 1 for the Sega Master System and Double Dragon 1 for the NES. My friend Brandon, as a kid, had the Sega Master System, and I had the NES. And the Sega Master System, Double Dragon, I just loved. It's a great game, better than the first one on the NES. The one on the NES chugs a bit. They didn't really have their
the NES one is not
too
good.
many characters on. What's that?
The NES one is not good of the first Double Dragon.
Right.
I would not call that a good game.
I didn't hate it.
But then
But you
then
hate
we got
this.
Double Dragon
Yes.
2, and we played the hell out of that game.
Yeah.
I want to say for a good year solid and just be like, hey, you want to come over and beat that game again?
Oh,
And
Double
it's to the
Dragon
point
2
where
was
like
fantastic.
you start thinking of different ways to get through the chompers. Like you're like, all right, you're going to do it in the hardest way. So you're going to wait until these two are almost completely out of sync and still be able to get through there. And then like Double Dragon 3 came around, and I didn't really play it with anybody. And it starts off super hard. And Jay, you're right. Like there's a couple of different ways to get through it. Like the easiest way is to do the spin kick. But if you know how to approach the bad guys in the right angles and stuff, it's not too bad. And also there's a way to start off as 2-player and then have both Bimmy and Jimmy at the same time underneath 1 player. I don't remember how it's done, but it's something along the lines of you got to get one of them beat up almost to the point of death and then talk to somebody, and then he disappears, and then essentially you have both characters to play. But the game does get exceedingly more easy as the levels go on. So once you know how to do the 4th and 5th levels, you pretty much beaten the game by the time you get to that point. And Chen, I don't remember his name. I don't know if they spell it correctly either. Is just a fun character to play. The life thing does get to be a bit of a. What's that?
He seems like he's the key, especially as the game progresses.
Yes, and so it's one of those games that you are a bit of a slave to the controls. You can like use Game Genie or something to make it easier to still have the enjoyment. Because it's graphically a good game, as you said. Maybe the best looking of the 3 on the NES, and I mean, as a story, it's very in that 90s. Like it doesn't have to make a lot of sense. It's just more like almost like a choose your own adventure fantasy novel where it's like, and then something happened here. It almost seemed like it was trying to be Ninja Gaiden a bit with like the cutscenes.
Yeah, I could see that. And the story. And let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Did you play this game primarily as a 1-player game, or did you play it with a friend?
Only as a 1-player. So like
Okay.
I maybe had played it with a friend, but that's just it. Like you need somebody that's equally as good. Otherwise, they're just taking up valuable character life.
Characters.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was me.
So that's the kind of thing that will break up a friendship, right? Like you're both really good. Like if you both suck at Double Dragon 2 and then you get better together, that's like, brothers in arms, camaraderie. Like you would have a third friend come over and watch you play, and then your friend would be like, hey, can I play? And it's like, I don't know. You good at this game?
You're trash. No.
Yeah, no, then you can't play.
Get out, loser.
We don't need you hurting our scores.
It's like Guitar Hero on South Park.
Yeah, exactly.
You can play acoustically.
So,
go ahead.
Oh, I love this song.
I love that. Anyway.
But no, like it's I don't know. Like there's a lot of games on the NES where like having to explain to somebody like the nuances of getting the controls down right to make it an enjoyable game, or being able to have spent like a full summer like just being like, all right, I'm going to figure this one out, and then know like just the quirks. That's where this one really kind of hits home for me. So I agree. The life thing was pretty crazy. It's almost like they tried to like take the complexities of the arcade game,
Yes.
and then just say like you get 1 quarter.
But you can't put another quarter in. That's the problem.
Right.
Like it's like you get 1 quarter. Tough fucking luck if you die. Like you got to start all over. Like god damn.
This gets into the NES
Or a beat 'em
experimental.
up.
Like what other games have this kind of like progression and character like build out? Like Little Samson has a little bit of that in that you have the different characters and can switch between them, but it's probably a little more dumbed down, made a little easier. Not that it's an easy game. But it was an adventurous swing for the fences. I don't know. I can't think of another game that has that kind of build. Even like Ninja Turtles, the first one, like you start off with all the turtles.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only one I can think of where you could you also could
Castlevania 3.
No, and like Lethal Weapon, you could switch characters, but like differently, like you said. Also, Tiger Wolf Games said, "I am that third friend." So that was good. No, I agree. It's a different application of the same premise that you had with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Like that was the first game I thought of. I was like, oh, okay, you can switch characters and you can go and do all this and that. Yeah, but it's still like you could bring them back. Like I don't know. Like,
yeah. No, there was health. You could even just grind. You know,
that's what I mean.
That's what I meant. But I would say the barrier to entry is definitely high. But there's a lot of kind of fun in the game. You know, it's short and sweet. The story is quirky enough, but you can also kind of blow through it and not care.
It's true, you can.
Yeah, so for me, this is probably a little high for it, but it's a Valdor special again. 3.5 is what I'm going for.
3.5. Are you reassessing your 1.0?
So can I bring it down to a 0.5?
You can if you round it back up. Go ahead, John.
I can get it it's like playing Primal Rage on the Sega Genesis. I'm not going to get good enough at that game to enjoy playing it with a friend. So I can understand where Jay might be coming from.
Yeah.
But I think the graphics are there. I honestly think the level design is decent. I mean, I do think maybe Double Dragon 2's level design's better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't even think the music is that bad.
No, I don't think it's bad. I liked it. It was fine. I would say it's better than Kid Chameleon's music was. I enjoyed it more than that, and I don't think that was bad. I thought it was pretty good. So I'd give this like a B minus E type music, something like that. I think it said C plus before. I don't remember, but somewhere in that area.
But this is also the kind of game that you do crave to want to play with a friend, and I doubt that it's going to be that enjoyable. Maybe with Game Genie, maybe that's it. Maybe
we did
Game Genie on there.
We did play this. I don't ever use Game Genie ever. But we were so irritated that with the N8 Pro that I have, you can just, it's got a built-in Game Genie, you just go and put the codes in. We went and found one where it's like you can barely get hurt, right? But what we found out is you get hurt only by the bosses. So it's like we got to the boss and I got wasted by a guy. I was like, oh, what the hell? I just went in kamikaze and got smoked. And then Jay had to fight the rest of the game because now I'm dead and I can't even continue. I can't even come back when we continue. So yeah, but it was a game like I said, we were just trying to get to the end of it, and I'm just like, and then we didn't do it with the Game Genie. We still got pretty far, but it was just anyway. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is probably the perfect candidate for that. I don't know if this is still a movement. For a little while, there was people going back into games and being like, "This is the fixed version of ET. This is the fixed version of whatever." Just like a whole slew of games. Like, it's not as slippy anymore, and pixels are better aligned with the hitboxes or whatever.
Good candidate.
Maybe this is a game that a little bit more cleanup would definitely make it into something a lot of fun.
Yeah, maybe they rushed it a little bit. I don't know.
But no, that's my opinion. I'm sticking with it.
Well, thank you. All right.
Are we gonna address the Ribby thing, or is that a topic for discussion or like a DL type situation?
I think we'll talk about that later.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
Turf. Just looking at Jay, he's like ready to laugh in my face. We will discuss later.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. Very good. All right, sir. Well, anything else?
No. You got your hotels, everything? I didn't listen to the whole.
Oh yeah, no, hotels are booked. We're trying to figure out where we're going to stay Thursday night. I think we're going to get into town Thursday night now. We're going to go through Chicago, hang out there on Thursday, and then Thursday night we're going to stay in Kenosha or Milwaukee or something, but not at that hotel. I don't want to spend that kind of money for another night.
As we can get some cheese curds.
Well, there won't be any problem. Every racetrack gas station has them.
Yes.
I know actually real close to the venue. There's a cheese shop right there on the main drag, and they got those fresh squeaky cheese curds.
Oh, yeah.
When you bite into them.
are
Yeah,
the
that's
good ones.
the stuff.
Cool. All right.
So-
Well, very good. Yeah, we'll talk more about that offline for sure. But yeah, I think we're booked. I've got the passes. I've got the vendor stuff's done. I've got all that stuff is done. Now all I have to do is just show up. The only thing I got to worry about is a hotel room on Thursday night. Everything else is handled.
Cool. We'll be there on Friday.
Cool.
All right, gents.
Very good.
Bye, John.
Later.
It's our good friend.
He is our
Everybody's
good
good friend.
friend. They should be so lucky.
They should. If they come to Midwest Gaming Classic, they could meet him. Get a picture with him.
Wow. How much? $8?
$6.
$10 or $6 Dairy Queen. Hey, man's got to eat.
Retro game enthusiast, everybody. Casey Masterpiece. John. All right, who's next?
Ribby's next. Oh, hey. Mr. Jackson Keebler's in the chat.
Hey, Jackson, what's up?
Said he was going to stop by around 10. Here he is. Man of his word.
It's 10 o'clock.
A man of his word.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, man. Yo. All right. I got to call Ribby.
All right.
Let's make sure we're connected.
I feel like I should get prepared.
You
I got a
better,
feeling I'm getting yelled at.
you are definitely getting yelled at. You better be ready.
Is he even going to answer? He might be so mad at me. Fuck him, I'm not answering.
Fuck that idiot. Your hot take. Hold on, I gotta get connected here. Think we're good. All right. Give him a ring. Let me get this. And that.
Hello?
Welcome back to the show. The latest star of the CU podcast, episode 349. Our close friend and podcast superstar, 8-Bit Supremacy, Robbie Coleman, everybody. I'm bad!
So, Jay.
Hello, Robbie.
I'm putting my headphones down.
While you were giving your review of this game,
You were losing your shit?
I recorded it,
Oh.
and I want to play it back for you. Just listen very closely, okay?
So, Jay.
Just listen. You gotta listen.
Yes, sir. I know what that is, but it didn't translate very well.
Was that the toilet flushing?
Yes, it was.
Bob, who is that? A Ferguson?
Yeah, it's Ferguson.
A Ferguson, you say?
That was awesome.
A Ferguson, you say?
I love
Yeah, that's what I think of your opinion of this game.
Bob whoosh.
Hey, at least I like Double Dragon 1.
That's even all right. That makes less sense that you like that more than 3.
I have to agree with him on that.
I like Double Dragon
And I
1.
like all of them.
One's
I'm just
fine.
saying, man, I'm going to vote to impeach Jay from this co-hostery thing.
Here we go.
And I also
First
want to press
Altered
charges
Beast.
for car jumping inery.
First Altered Beast, and then you're shitting on Kid Chameleon, and now you're taking it a little too far.
What did I give Altered Beast? Did I really shit on it?
I don't remember.
I
shit
picked
on
the
it, dude.
game. Like, I picked it. That's the game I wanted to
but
do.
You picked it to shit on it.
I didn't pick it to shit on it.
You picked it to shit on
I
it.
think I gave it like a 3 or a 3.5.
I do love that.
That's like a tongue twister.
You gave it a
Almost.
2.
Did I give it a 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be
Yeah,
damned.
you guys were railing on that thing, and I was like, you're making me upset. Still upset.
We're very sorry.
I'm just. I don't
I know. So, have you bought anything recently?
No, but I collected one thing,
Oh.
and it was a gift that someone mailed me. the Instagram is like a guy who runs a store. It's a store Instagram account. It's like FF Classic Gaming or something. I'm already fucking this up. Nice guy. We chat the DMs every once in a while. But he sent me something on that he posted his stories once, and I was like, ooh, I want that. And he's like, you know what?
Oh, I remember what it is now.
You're the perfect home for this. I'm just going to mail it on over on the house. I was like, thank you. I would have given you money, but thank you. So without revealing what it is, I'm just going to read what it is.
Before you do that, very quickly,
yeah.
John made a great point. He said that he picked it to shit on it, just like a Ferguson.
That's right.
Altered Beast is the toilet of the Genesis. Anyway, kidding. Then go ahead.
All right. So this is what I got. I'm just going to read from it. It'll be pretty clear what it is after the first sentence here. So I got a registration card that goes into a Sega Genesis game. The game player response card from the Tengen.
Yes, Tengen.
Yes. So cool. I'm going to read it. Here we go. Questionnaire. Game title for this card. Pit Fighter is what was filled out for the Sega Genesis. Please rate this game. 10 equals excellent, 1 equals poor. Circle your choice. They circled 10. Please comment on this game. This is what they wrote. This is the most awesome game I have. It blows away anything I have seen for Genesis or any other video games, arcade, etc.
Because they had Double Dragon 3 and Altered Beast.
Games you would like to see in the future. Pit Fighter 2. This is not like a fake card. This is a real registration card from back in the day that just was discovered. And I think it's so hilarious. So I'm treating it.
And it's in the right hands now.
It's in the perfect hands. I can go on about all the other questions here, but that's pretty much.
You can find the post on Instagram on 8-Bit Supremacy.
There's informational questions, but the very last question is your favorite game. Of course, Pit Fighter.
What game are you looking forward to the most?
Pit Fighter 2. So I'm putting that in my copy of the game now of the Genesis, and it'll live there forever. It's new forever home.
I will say that if you ever die, you must bequeath this to me in your will. And if you ever sell everything, you must give me only the reg card. Okay?
You got it.
Deal.
You got it.
Okay.
Jay will get nothing.
No. You're going to leave Jay with all the fucking loose copies of baseball and golf and stuff.
What?
These are your problem now, buddy.
Jay's going to get nothing but a bunch of copies of Double Dragon 5. That's what he fucking deserves.
God damn.
It hurts. I was hoping I'd at least get a Ferguson.
You want to talk about a 1?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Of the Double Dragons,
a 1 or a number 2. Then Double Dragon 5 is where it's at.
I wouldn't even rate it. I wouldn't even rate Double Dragon 5.
You would have to give it a 1.
No, I wouldn't. I would give it literally a nothing.
I
think I already told that story where I kind of upsold Double Dragon 5 to some guy at a show, and I felt bad about it.
There was a guy that walked up. It was an older guy. He had it on the table, and he said, "What kind of game is this?" And you said,
"I don't know, a one-on-one fighter." But he had a few games. He was like, trying to figure out what he wanted because he's basing off box art and the
names,
back of the box description, like back in the day. He didn't look it up or anything. I was like, and then I noticed I was losing. I noticed I was losing him. So I was like, oh, that one's okay. And they ended up buying it. And I was like, man, I'm an asshole.
He's like, if I ever see that guy again, he punches me. It's okay.
If he ever comes back to me and complains or like finds me and says something, I'm gonna be like, here, just take whatever you paid.
The $12 back.
Yeah, I'm like, here you go, it's $12.
Just start. You know what? You put him in a forklift and you just start throwing money at his feet, and he'll be okay.
Just take it. Don't even say anything. Just take it back from him. Hand him a loose copy of Pit Fighter.
What are the odds that he would actually have the game with him?
Never know.
Boy, that would be really upset.
You know, if the guy played it, he probably is carrying it with him daily, and he's like, when I see that son of a bitch,
find that motherfucker.
Well, that was like
he listens to the CU podcast. He's like, that's him. That's the guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The convention is a Bloomington, Normal, Illinois video game convention, and it happens every year. And
I keep wanting to go to that one. Yeah.
This was the last year, so he's going to think I'm going to be at this one if he wants to settle the score and bring that shit back. He'll probably bring it with.
He's going to bring his brother Bimmy with him. So, speaking of Bimmy,
Yeah,
Did you play Double Dragon 3: The Sacred Stones for the NES?
I have played it, and I have beaten it.
In the
And
last
I think Jay just sucks at video games.
in the last week, have you played it?
No,
Big surprise. Go ahead.
no. I played it like last year. I'm not going to constantly replay that all the time.
Well, if it's so good, I don't know why you wouldn't.
I didn't say it was so good.
He's busy with Pit Fighter. Leave him alone.
That bad. What?
Busy with Pit Fighter. Leave him alone. I hope Robbie says it's a 1. John says, I hope Robbie says it's a 1.
In conclusion, Double Dragon 3 is a 1 point.
Whoa, I'm using that sound clip. It's recorded. Anyway, in conclusion, India is a land of mystery. Go ahead.
So, yes, I'm convinced Jay just sucks at video games because when I was a kid, my friend down the street, well, he wasn't, friend is a loose term. A kid that lived down the street that we hung out with on occasion.
A kid with a Nintendo. They were all my friends when I was a kid.
He was the rich asshole that got everything he wanted, had every console. He had like multiple like 4-wheeler, motorcycle type things and all that shit. He just had everything. He was a rich, spoiled brat. But he had a few Nintendo games. He was kind of like Francis. Francis is a little cooler. But
Wow.
this dude's name is Justin Martindale, and of course we all constantly call him Justin Fartindale. And so I went to Justin Fartindale's house, and I was a big fan of Double Dragon 1 and Double Dragon 2 because Armageddon had, I think, both, if I remember correctly, but I played the hell out of them. 2 he definitely had. I liked them both. Yeah, 1 sucks because you can't do co-op, but I don't care. I play video games by myself the majority of my life anyway, so it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
But I played 3. I was excited to play 3, and it just feels so different than all the first 2. The first 2 just feel like in the same wheelhouse entirely, and like even like the vibe, whatever you want to call it. Like 2 is just clearly a continuation of 1. The 3 has its own feel to it. It's got this like strategy element with the switch characters and stuff like that, and you like add people to your team, like you were saying. And I hated that as a kid, and I was like, the difficulty was too hard. I didn't understand it. I was like, what the fuck? I'm so used to 1 and 2. You just mash your way through it, and that's it. But I kept dying repeatedly, and I was like, this is too hard, and it was off-putting. And I felt that way until I gave it a fair shake like a year or 2 ago when I actually played through it. So I was like, there's got to be something I'm missing here because I've heard other people praise this thing. I played it. I was starting to get frustrated, but then I realized, like certain characters you inherit on your team are more powerful for certain scenarios or certain bosses. Chin, that dude, he's your ace in the hole. He fucking can guide you through that whole game with his claw move and stuff. You don't have to spam the fucking hurricane kick unless you're an idiot and you just don't know how to play video games. That's what I'm getting at. So with that being said, I think the game is good. It's not great. I'm not going to go to bat for it like it's the best Double Dragon out of the bunch, but I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4.
I called it.
4.0.
I may be an idiot that just used the hurricane kick, but I called you giving it a 4.
I'm not trying to diss you too hard, but man, like I don't remember doing that shit at all. I mean, occasionally, yeah, but like if you're just spamming that only, like that is some brainless shit, man. Try to strategize. I mean, that game is made to be harder because you're for people who have probably presumably played through 1 and 2 and want a little more of a challenge. That's what I was assuming, but I don't know. I don't think it's bad. The music's great. The gameplay is just normal, like everything else. It's just a little harder. That's it. So I get that it would be off-putting for anybody who's just like trying to dive into a brainless beat 'em up, but I don't think that's a problem. I think it fits in nicely. Also, unrelated, I don't know if it's actually the 3rd game because there's still like that weird like Double Dragon 3, the arcade game.
But
like,
that is
ported to, like, the Genesis. I don't know if that's the 4th one.
It's the 3rd one in the NES. If they're not related really very much at all. So it's the 3rd game, but it's like not a port. It's like a different version of the same game.
I see.
So
Okay.
yeah. Now I'm going to do something unusual. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to keep you on the phone while I read Sashimi Z's
Oh, here we go.
review. And I'm
Here
gonna tell you.
I already know he's gonna trash it because I got a dick.
I'm gonna keep you on. I want you to hear it now. I need you to. I'm going to need you to reserve your comment until the end, okay? Because I'm going to read it live. And you're gonna. It's going to be hard. So if you want to type things in the chat, type them in the chat.
It's going to be hard.
It is going to be hard.
So it's specifically directed at me at some point. Is what you're saying.
I can neither confirm nor deny that, but I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to you now. All right.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
So here's Sashimi Z's rating, LJN game rating of Double Dragon 3: The Sacred Stones. And I'm going to wait because Jay's over there trying to... You can dump him out, dude, if you want to get to one. Okay, hurry up. You got to get out. No, I'm not going till you're done crunching the bags over there and opening your Jolly Ranchers. Okay. You're going to eat all the good ones. Fuckhead.
That's his new nickname.
What, eat all the good ones?
Jolly
Rancher. All right, here we go. The Sashimi Z. I'm gonna try to get through this. All right. The Sashimi Z rating, LGN game rating, Double Dragon 3, Sacred Stones. Quote, wow, Double Dragon 3? That's not a game people talk about every day, and it's kind of hard as balls. So that hipster Robbie gives this crap a 4.0 minimum.
Hell yeah.
Guys, you contract me to do a review every 2 weeks. What on earth am I supposed to do with a game like Double Dragon 3? This is the game that one game for Christmas a year kid you can use to brag about his hardcore bona fides because the kid with parents who love them were playing Contra or Zelda. This is the game meant to ruin weekends of an 8-year-old who rented it and who will quickly realize on a Friday night he can't get past the second stage. This game seems fine, but it's 2023, and I'm not the poor kid that got stuck making the best of my Double Dragon 3 Christmas gift. I don't have time for pressing A and B to jump or attempting to pull off a move, instead jumping helplessly straight into the air, then getting hit for 1/8 of the life bar I have to beat the entire game with. That life bar. This stiff, contortionist nonsense flew too close to the sun, and as much credit as you might want to give it for being, quote, complex or challenging, it does not deserve to be ranked among the 16-bit and arcade beat-em-ups that actually feel good to play. Looking at your 4.0, Robbie, call back in and drop that score. 2.0. He pegged you, didn't he?
Serve cold. Ouch.
He called you out. Like, I'm going to be honest.
Sounds like I need to call him up and have him flush the toilet on me.
I need the toilet flush on here. I'm going to tell you, the plan was, if you said it was a 4.0, I was going to read the review next. If you said any other score, I was going to go next and then read that last. But you said 4.0. It's like, we must now read this.
You know, I actually... I'm not withdrawing this because of what he just said, but like I was a little more fired up because of Jay's 1 pushed me up to a 4 out of spite. It would have been like a 3.5 probably, but out of spite, I'm still sticking with a 4.
I think maybe we should all be doing these independent before we hear each other's reviews because you're getting like disingenuous reviews from people because you're like, no, fuck Jay, I'm bringing the mean up. We need the average up. You can't screw this thing up with a 1.0.
That's because I don't, like Jay says, I don't play it right before, like the week prior. I just like go off the cuff here, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it's a 4. Or I don't know, it's a 3, whatever. From memory.
Now it's a 4.
So that's your justification for not ever playing a game that we pick, huh?
Well, I've already played mostly all of them except for Gex. Who gives a shit about that?
Hey. David Gould.
You know, we're all starting to get on each other's nerves here. It's going to tear us apart, this review system.
Oh, I am absolutely not, Robbie. I swear I'm not. I'm having fun with it.
Sashimi Z might be a little bit more antagonizing, but me, I love you guys.
Here's my response to his review. It sounds like you don't like playing the NES because you cannot contextualize it in the time that it was created, and you just start treating it like a game that came out in 2023, which is kind of dumb. But hey, I don't know why we're asking this guy to review games if he's going to try to be like, in 2023, I don't need to play something like this. Like, you need to play like fucking 90% of all old games if that's how you feel, because they're not going to hold a candle to your standard of today. Clearly, there's something to be said about context from it coming out in like the late 80s, early 90s.
You know what I think he thinks about it?
I don't care what he thinks of all that because, I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it.
So Robbie, I'll give you, I didn't give my context on my 1, but some of the context for it is that I didn't enjoy was that some of the levels when you're fighting the characters, The dojo is a perfect example. You've got like 15 dudes to fight. They come in fucking 2 at a time.
Really? You're going to ruin my review.
You can't send like 6 of them in.
You're going to ruin my review.
And then when you get to the bosses are easy. Like legit easy. And that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah. And not for everyone, man.
But that's some of my context why I rated the game so low. The one life also did, just because that kind of come on.
That is bothersome to a degree.
Yeah, and
that's
one
old school hard, man.
But one life and no continues. One life and no continues.
That's an NES game, man. They fuck you. They're like, you suck. You're gonna go back to the beginning. You gotta try harder and learn how to beat this game.
But it's just disappointing because then when you die and you start over again, what are you doing? You're in the dojo waiting 2 at a time. It's like, okay,
talking to your dying friend again.
You refine your tactics so that you can get further.
You mean beat up the guys? I made it to the last. I made it to the end of the game. I made it far. I made it through almost the whole game by myself.
That's true. I wasn't much help. I wasn't much help.
But I just it wasn't to me. It wasn't after Double Dragon 1 and 2. It just wasn't the same to me. That was my biggest piece.
So I'm gonna also vote to impeach Sashimi Z.
You're presenting it to the Congress here of LJN. I'd like to present this motion that we impeach Sashimi Z and Notorious JAY.
Yeah, everyone. You too, Mike. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it, everybody.
Just get everybody out.
I don't agree with any of you anymore.
I'm a fucking big shot now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah,
I got a big head.
We gotta start toadying. I forgot. I forgot about this. Shit. All right. Well, anything else, man? Everything.
Legitimately, you were gonna say something pertaining to Sashimi Z's review or like his take on not contextualizing this, but maybe you got steamrolled by Jay. Weird.
No, I was pretty much done. My point was that we were gonna read his. If you scored it a 4-0 right after you. But no, other than that, I didn't really have anything else to say.
I just feel like I'm not offended by someone calling me a hipster. I just think it's really cringe to use that word to apply to anybody in this day and age. Like, bro, are you just like some weird white dude living in the suburbs collecting computer games? Probably.
How does that rate when you call somebody an idiot?
I mean, that was a little too far. I apologize.
I'm just messing with you.
I'm serious. I was like, yeah, I was going
you're good, dude. You're good.
Anyway.
No one's an idiot. Nobody's an idiot.
No, we all are, but it's the loving idiots.
Yeah, gladly will tell you I'm an idiot.
It's just podcast theatrics, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the content, you know.
That's right, boy.
I'm a content creator now.
All right, hipster. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm a hipster content creator in a
hipster doofus
jacket.
That's right.
Like the text in the driveway.
That's right. That's right. I like to just stand outside with my phone and look at it. That's how they represented me in the movie.
As long as it's in a denim jacket.
Which is a segue into. I don't know if we were going to talk about this at all today, but like you mentioned earlier on the introduction for me, Pat and Ian from the CU podcast mentioned my name several times, saying I was like the only one saying real shit in that documentary.
You really were.
The island of sanity in a sea of insanity.
Yeah, they were. Pat literally said like the way I explained how I got in collecting and everything like mirrored his. I'm like, yeah, I guess we're kind of the same age. He comes from that world of like the way he got into it and the way he looks at it. It's pretty similar to me. While I don't necessarily agree with all their opinions on that podcast, I agree with their opinion of them praising me and how they're good.
I was for it. I'm for it.
No bias to you because we're friends, but that's honestly, you're probably the best part of that movie.
I know
because you actually,
Oh, I know.
I'm not trying to be cocky, but that's exactly why I never really talked about the film when it came out. It's kind of like I just kind of was like, let's just hope this quietly goes away because I wasn't like necessarily thrilled on it for all the exact reasons that they touched upon in the CU podcast.
It really has, other than they just brought it up.
You and Stefan were probably the two most tolerable in it. To me, in my opinion,
I'm tolerable.
So, well, I mean, just in general, because it was organic. It was more organic,
certainly.
where it felt like the majority of it was just a Wada commercial.
Yeah.
No, that's what Pat said. I mean, this is if anybody with a fucking brain in their head
No,
watches
I didn't even
this,
listen to
they would see that.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I'm glad that Pat has said all that stuff because I've always kind of held my tongue about all that. And I was like, dude's super nice who made it. So I'm like, not trying to shit all over what he did. But before I agreed to this whole thing, I was assured it was not going to be like a graded games fluff piece. But then I see the end result and I'm like, it's a graded games fluff piece. I felt kind of duped, but I don't think that was the intention all along. I just was kind of like, man, had I known this was gonna be the end product, I would not have agreed to do this. But with that being said, I'm still grateful that someone took a shot in the dark and just asked me to answer some questions on camera for a documentary, having no credibility aside from like just being like, hey, I have a big game collection. I live in Chicago. You're gonna be here for a day. I'll talk to you.
Cool. See
So
you
that's
then.
cool that he just was like, yeah, sure, man, that works.
Yeah.
And it worked out in that regard. But what Pat and Ian were saying about, I think it was mostly Pat, they addressed the fucking hired actors for the reenactments, and I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, because that was the joke like from day one that we were talking about, like my extra and how weird it was that they like focused on that guy texting in the driveway. It's a completely arbitrary shot. Like there's no reason for it.
Yeah. It didn't. Well, they're just trying to represent the younger you. Here's what Robbie looked like without a mustache.
Yeah.
They were trying to embody the young hipster.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's trying to catch the
I guess
essence.
that's how everyone views me. Apparently, because I look like that.
Not
guy.
me.
No.
I think it's
All
the
right.
mustache. Anyway.
But they talk about that, and the funniest part about that is that he talks about the dentist guy that like clearly is the villain character of the film in my
Yeah,
opinion.
Eric.
Ironically, I don't think he's meant to be that, but like that's everyone that like has a brain in their head that collects the way we do is like, man, fuck that guy. Like he sucks. He's the villain. He's like he's got a big ego. He thinks people are jealous of him because he's rich and has all these stupid, useless sealed pieces of plastic. I just love that Pat said he clocked him. He's like, yeah, I clocked how long he talked like on end without even like being questioned. He's ranted about himself for like 4.5 minutes, and they just left that in there without like a poor editing choice. And I was like, this is pretty funny. It makes him look like an ass. So maybe at the time they thought he's like, yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
This is amazing.
Awesome. I'm gonna look so awesome with my sealed copies of Golf that I'm gonna show off here.
Look at my 2 sealed copies of Golf, everybody. They're different because this one is different.
They really
All
focused on the golf variants. It's weird. Like,
I know.
who cares?
I know.
No one
Nobody
cares.
gives a shit. All right, man.
Yeah. One last thing I'm going to touch upon that you triggered a memory of when you were talking earlier. The Canadian variant Genesis Mega Drive things. I had one of those by mistake growing up, or by chance. I like bought a copy of Mercs. I owned Mercs and played the hell out of it growing up for the Sega Genesis.
Yep.
And I was always like, why the fuck is my manual like this horizontal landscape style manual? I never
Yeah.
understood it.
Yeah.
And I bought it from some like outlet mall in Wisconsin. So like,
Yep.
they just probably got
That's
some Canadian
why.
copies. They dumped onto them, and that's what I bought. And it worked fine in my system. I never questioned it, but I remember being like, Mega Drive. Well, this logo looks like the Sega Genesis. It must just be. I thought it was just like some bootleg shit. And I was like, well, it works, and I just play it, whatever.
Come to find out, it was just Canadian.
Yep. No, I didn't know that until like fairly recently too, because someone else pointed out. I was like, that's why my manual looked like that. It finally happened. Finally
Very
happened.
good. Well, I'm glad that I could help.
Yeah. Anyway, Jay, I highly think you should reconsider your rating. But if you don't want to, fine. We'll still be friends.
We'll revisit it at the end of the year.
Yeah, we'll discuss.
What's that?
We'll revisit it at the year-end episode.
Oh man, I can't wait till like 11 months from now. That's where you get 1.5.
It's like 10 and a half.
1.5.
That's right. We'll show
You never
him
know.
then.
Maybe at the year-end, I'll be like, fuck it, it's a 4.5. Let's go.
He'll do
Yeah,
nothing but
that's
play
right,
it the
man.
entire time.
Maybe you'll get a denim vest and you'll become a hipster and you'll be like, yeah, this is a 4 now.
This shit is
Fuck
sweet.
yeah.
People don't understand how fucking good it is.
Maybe I'll just get so into it, I'll start speed running it. Like, I'll be the speed
Yeah,
run.
there you go, man. See, I like that.
All right. Well, very good, sir.
All right. Well, anything else?
No, I'm gonna send you off. So
All right, then.
with
Take
that,
it easy.
he may be number 8-bit supremacy on Instagram, but he's number 1 in your hipster heart. See you, podcast superstar. 8-bit supremacy, Robbie Coleman. I'm bad. All right. Jay, where can you play this game today?
Are you going to give your score?
Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot because we read this Sashimi Z. I'll do that again in a second. All right. So I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
This game lands right in the middle for me. This is a 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm giving this game a 2.5 because it is ambitious. It has a decent story, which a lot of NES games did not have. As part of the game, not part of the manual. Okay. The graphics were good. I like the music okay. It's kind of average. I did not enjoy the gameplay as much. I liked, once we got the hurricane kick thing down, I was like, okay. Or even when we used the Game Genie, which I never do, I was like, okay, I'm kind of having fun with this. But if I would have had to play this game by myself or played this game at 14 years old by myself, I would have
made it past the second level.
I probably, exactly. I probably did and was like, I don't remember this, but I'm sure that if I played this game when I was a kid, I was like, fuck this. And I would go play something I enjoyed. I would give up on it very quickly because holy shit, it is a pain in the ass. But
Would it have been something you would have played with 100 levels?
Man, I would have had my mind blown. No, 5 was enough. I couldn't even get to 3.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to give this a 2.5. I think this is easily the most varied scores we've ever had. 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4. That's almost all of them.
Yeah.
And they're all different. Anyway, so that's that. So that's the LGN game ratings. With that being said, Jay, where can you play this game today?
You guys ready? Buckle up.
Don't do it that way. Just say the NES.
The NES.
You ready? No, hold on. Ready? I'm going to do it again. I'll lead you in. Jay, where can you play this game today?
NES.
Moving on. Let's talk a little bit about collecting.
Let's go.
There's only one... Man, the VCR, it sounds like a plane's taking off over my shoulder
I
here.
thought something was taken off.
Yeah, so anyway, the VCR is rewinding because, as I'll edit this out, usually we have the attract mode of the game we're playing over the shoulder here, but there isn't one. It just sits on the Double Dragon 3 screen the entire time until you hit start.
Another reason I got a 1.0.
So I said, fuck it. Yeah, the track screen put it down to a 1.0.
Yep.
All right. A little bit about the collecting of this game. There's only a single version, okay? The oval seal of quality. Loose, $16, $15 game, okay? Complete in box, about $120. And I have to say our good friend EA Sports, who I don't know if he's in the chat tonight, but Eric lent me the box for this game. As you see, I did not have it. So he lent it to me. I'm working on possibly getting it in a deal, but we'll see. I didn't have this one, so I thought I would, try and get my hands on it. And he was kind enough to send it off as a lend.
Yeah.
So anyway, graded. There have been 25 copies of this game graded. The best possible grade was a 9.8 A plus. I should say the best grade attained, not possible, was a 9.8 A plus. 2 notable sales of this game. On Halloween of 2021, this game sold, that 9.8 A plus we talked about sold for $9,000. Just over 1 year later, November 5th of 2022, the 9.8 A sold for $2,400. So again, if you want a microcosm view of how the graded game market went, that'll pretty much give it to you. Almost identical grades.
How many were graded overall?
25, I said.
Okay.
Yes, and as you see, quite a drastic drop off. I know an A and an A plus are different, but they're not so substantially different that it is, almost a quarter of the price.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
So,
Yep.
yeah. So, and that's really all we have on that one. The info all comes from eBay and Heritage Auctions. Jay, tell me a little bit about the speed running of Double Dragon 3.
You mean what I'm going to do? Okay, I'm not really.
Yeah, I would love to see you try
I'll
to
talk
speed
about
run.
it.
Let's go.
So for speed running, we had 29 runners, and we did 48 runs.
It's not a lot.
No, not really. So the types they did one player, beat the game with no restrictions, and the other run we did was 2-player A. Both players must survive to the end. So
Right.
you and I couldn't have done that.
No, we would not. We would still, the timer would still be
neither
going.
one of us could make it to the end together.
Yep.
We couldn't make it to the end together. Oh, either way. So for the 1-player run type, Losera beat it in 13 minutes and 54 seconds. And then for the 2-player A, the Mexican runner and Apollo 22237 beat it in 18 minutes and 58 seconds.
That's true.
It's not too bad.
It's not bad.
I think I could do that.
1858?
I'm thinking the 1354.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's say we work on it.
Try it.
Not a lot of people run this game.
No.
1354?
Maybe I'll bring my score up.
I don't think you can use turbo buttons.
Damn. Well,
It does say no restrictions, though.
so that would
Maybe you
be a
can use
restriction.
turbo buttons. I
There you
don't know
go.
what the fuck that
I
means.
don't
Okay. Well,
But that was all from speedrun.com, by the way.
thank you very much for that information.
You're welcome.
Now, I'm going to ask one trivia question about this game before we wrap up. Okay? Coming to the end of the show. February 1991, this game came out.
Mhm.
And I will tell you, it ranked in the top 10 sales for NES games in 1991. What number was this?
It ranked in the top 10?
Yes, just for February of 1991. Top 10 sales for NES. What would you say that this was?
3.
Wrong.
1?
Wrong.
I don't know them. 10?
Wrong. Keep going.
9?
Wrong.
8?
Wrong.
7?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
John said 10.
It was 7. It was the 7th best-selling game of February 1991 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Before we wrap up, also, it was not 1. I would also like to say that our friend Jackson Keebler said he bowled good tonight.
Nice.
That was very nice.
Oh, he does that.
I think
It's weird
the
for us 'cause they
candlestick
do
or
it
the
out
5-pin. Yeah.
Yeah, like a little, it's like a bocce ball.
Yeah, I don't
almost.
remember which one it is. It was one like Jay's review. Okay, time to wrap up. So we had originally, I have to kind of talk a little bit about this. Originally next week we were going to be, first of all, I should start with this. Originally, the plan was to have the show next week out because he's coming in town for a business trip and all that stuff. Trip was canceled.
Boo.
Unfortunate. But we want to continue to have the episode next week because you're going to be out the week after, and it's already kind of on the book. So we will be doing The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
1 week from today, February 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But he will be calling in as opposed to being in studio, which is unfortunate. We were looking forward to getting to meet him in person, hang out, but that's okay. Another time. So that's that. Jay, why don't you tell the people listening to us now where they can find us?
They can find us. Did you know, before I even say where they can find us, did you know we had a link tree? I ask you that every 2 weeks.
You ask me this every show.
I do.
In every show, I try to think of something funny to say.
And you never do.
Exactly.
Okay. How about we just pause that? I'm going to go ahead and do that again.
I thought it was good. Go ahead. I did not know we had a link tree. What is that? Or do you want me to go? Of course, I wrote the notes and created the link tree.
Sure.
Which one should I use?
You pick. Now they're on.
Dealer.
Now they're recorded. You pick.
Dealer's choice. You just
Yes.
put it in. Yeah, that's a good point.
So we have a link tree.
Fantastic. What's that?
It is linkter.ee
Yep. .ee /
Lost Joystick.
boom. Kapow.
There it is.
That'll get you every bit of information you ever wanted about the show that's publicly accessible,
Yes.
if you know what I mean.
Or if you want to go individual,
Yes.
you can go to Lost Joystick for our Instagram and Twitter.
Very good.
Or you can go to Lost Joystick Network for Facebook or Twitch. Or our email, which is info@lostjoysticknetwork.com. And you can always leave us a voicemail. We still need to leave Jackson one. We've been slacking on that.
Anchor.fm / Lost Joystick Network.
Yeah, we need to leave Jackson one on 2 consoles.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it tonight.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that.
So with that, I will say it's a good show. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably give it a 4. Maybe 1.0. Who's to say? But anyway, with that, go out there, have fun, be safe, and be excellent to each other. And it ended. I'll have to fade that out myself. I know it's very short.
How does that end? I never heard that end.
It always
I thought
ends
played
abruptly
longer.
because I don't usually go that long. but I can fade it. Anyway. 1.0, huh? You motherfucker. We talked about this.
Jesus.
I don't know. It's fun. I was trying to go old dad, mad dad thing.
You're on fucking 11. You need to be on 5, son.
Tell me what number I am.
Oh my God.
Don't tell me I'm what number I am in my house.
Truly, I feel it's a 3.5. It's a spite 4.
I just wanted to yell. We talked about this in pre-production. Poor EA Sports. His game box fell. I own him now. It's fine.
Now you're going to have to buy it.
Oh, no.
Or trade for it.
Oh, no.
Just slam the box off the table. He did.
I was so mad about the 1.0.
No, he wasn't.
Is that a box of Pop-Tarts? They're raspberry. Here, hold on. Move that. It was the prop. I had to have something to hold the box up.
Did you text me? I didn't hear my phone call.
So great. Yeah, I'll bring him with me to Milwaukee. We're all out of Pop-Tarts. We have a whole case left. Yeah, but those are cherry. Bleh.
Robbie sent me a text message
Yeah?
and said, in case you need a copy of your opinion of Double Dragon 3.
I need that. Send that to me. That'll be useful. Oh,
Awesome. That was priceless.
I'm
I
still
will hang
mad
on
at
to that.
That Pit Fighter exists. I can't live in a world where Pit Fighter is a thing. My price going to the Midwest. Can't post. Boo! Come on, Keebler.
What?
You can't make it to the Midwest Gaming Classic or just the Midwest. Either one. Unfortunate either way. Whichever one it is, we're disappointed, man. So that's okay. That's okay. Oh, yeah. Especially with the hotel, and you probably would have to fly from Baltimore, right? Ugh. Yeah, I get it. We're driving. Oh, man. That's
Should I
all
do
right.
it?
What is it? What is that? I mean,
Should I do it?
sure. Flush the toilet again. Oh, man.
I'll send him that.
That was fun. All right. So, next episode, guys, Link to the Past, 1 week from today. We're going lowbrow. Hey, man, whatever. It's on Fox. We can get away with anything.
What's wrong?
A Link to the Past, 1 week. I hope everybody's ready. That's your big boy.
That's the big boy.
Episode 42, the answer to everything.
He thought it was funny. I was hoping you'd think that's funny, Robbie.
Yeah, I know he does.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and do this again for him one more time.
Oh, man. Yeah, put it right up there. You'll enjoy that.
I think we need to put that on there since I always fucking give terrible scores. That needs to. We need a legit toilet flush.
Yeah, I think we should probably do that. And I'll also say that, you know what happened right before the toilet flushed? Oh, that didn't
Come
work.
on, man.
Oh, shit! Ah! Mom! Looked in the toilet and was like, oh, shit.
Oh shit! It's Double Dragon 3.
Ooh. Damn. We need a Midwest, what's it, MWC? What's MWC? Midwest Gaming Classic? MGC? Oh, I see. Listen party. Yeah, I was actually looking at lapel mics today because Robbie has this idea. Robbie, you want me to tell him about your idea? By the way, I was looking at lapel mics today because we have this, yes, exactly. Oh, Married with Children Listen party. Yes, duh, we do. Too.
And we're all going to be in Midwest Gaming
Let's do it.
Classic. We could do it there in the hotel room.
Yeah, maybe. So, Robbie had this idea where he's going to go up and interview people. Like, he's going to go up to Middle Jesus and go, are you Robbie Coleman? Because they would continually ask
We just need to
him.
get him a fucking mic then.
Well, they would-
if
no,
you're
hold
going
on.
to do that,
That's-
Robbie's got to have like
That's
a
what I started
mic.
with. That's what I started with. Like a lapel mic.
No, like a big, like,
Maybe.
are you
But-
Robbie Coleman?
But the funniest one was, have you ever heard of the Lost Joystick Network? No. And then it just ends. Like, hey, Metal Jesus, you ever heard of Lost Joystick Network? No. And then, like, literally the soundbite ends instantly. And he goes on to, like, the next person who also has no idea what it is. People are going to know, though. I'm going to tell you. Midwest Gaming Classic, We're going to get a lot of what's lost Joystick Network. Be ready for it.
Okay.
Because we're going to get a lot of that shit. And people will still leave not knowing what we do.
I want a microphone.
Okay, we'll have one.
Recorder so we can do that.
I'll probably bring the whole fucking thing with me. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
What's the matter? You can run this thing off battery. There's a battery you can get for it to run it portably.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I might have to get one. Plus, there's a 2.0 version. I might have to get that too. Get that check coming tonight. Will Pat Contry be there? Yeah, he was there last year. I mean, unless something changes, he was there last year with a booth hawking his, RBI baseball stickers and Nintendo guidebooks.
Shit. That's what we're gonna
Guide
do.
to the NS library.
We're gonna.
We're gonna. I'm bringing the Pop-Tarts. Don't you worry. I'm bringing the Pop-Tarts.
We should introduce Robbie to him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. Hey, have you ever heard of? Yeah.
We should get a couple shirts made before we
The
go.
box looks minty on that Pop-Tarts. It won't be when I'm done with it. It will be unsealed. It will be CIB. In fact, it won't even be CIB. It'll be inbox.
We should get graded.
Get those Pop-Tarts
I'd
graded.
give that a solid. I don't know. It's got some rough corners.
I could probably find a nicer example at Meijer. Let's go after this.
Yeah, I think I'd give this like.
You want to go to Meijer and get some Pop-Tarts?
Probably like a 5.5.
Let me see it.
It's got some rough corners, but
Let's start with the fact that it's
It's got a
raspberry.
good
It's a rare
seal.
flavor you don't see often.
it is raspberry.
That's rare.
That is rare.
I would call that an uncommon flavor.
It is rare.
I already met him. He's the one that had him sign his, or take a picture of him with a Bad Dude's manual. So, link to the past, everybody. All right.
Link to the past.
We about ready to wrap up? Or you want to hang?
I don't care. I'm good either way.
So we should go then. I'm just kidding. Fuck you all.
Complete and toilet.
Complete and toilet. It will be when I'm done with them.
Yep.
I'm getting excited about the show. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, it's just gonna be fun to get to hang with everybody. You get to, you've already met Kaylin. You've met John.
I haven't met
You haven't
Robbie
met
face
Robbie
to face
face to
yet.
face. He's gonna punch
Actually,
you.
Robbie, I'll be there.
So Jay, bam,
Right?
whoosh. Then you hear the toilet.
Yeah,
flush.
he'll have the fucking. He'll have it queued up on his phone. He'll fucking punch me in the face and then hit it.
I'm gonna whoop some ass in Street Fighter. Maybe he'll make $20 again. That was awesome.
We'll play some Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. His E Honda does kind of have me a little.
You
nervous.
should be worried. I would be worried if I were you.
No, we'll see.
I wouldn't want to play him in Mortal Kombat 2, but
It
I'll
depends
play
on
him
what
in
Street
Mortal
Fighter we
Kombat 3
play is to how worried I'm going to be.
You should be worried no matter what.
Oh,
He works at an arcade.
I know.
Also, he's quite good.
I get it.
He knows strats, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
I
start
know a
like a
couple.
training montage.
I remember a couple.
You're like pressing buttons. You're not pressing fast enough. I'll have you like hooked up to one of those like EKG meters where your buttons are. I can see how fast you're pressing. No, you got to be at least 40 presses per second. You're
Well,
at 12, man.
I got
12.
at least have my lock in. I am at least gonna try and get him to play me in Tekken if he.
Yeah,
wants
if you
my
can
ass in
find a
Street
place
Fighter.
to play Tekken, that'll be your hardest problem.
Well,
I don't know if they'll be. Well, I could bring a copy, I guess.
I want to play Robbie in Street Fighter 1.
Or Fighting Street. I'll bring my copy of Fighting Street and I guess I can't play
What
that
was
on the Express.
What was the Data East Street Fighter bootleg? Retro Warriors were just talking about it.
Karateka?
No,
Or no, Karate Champ.
no,
I
it
don't
wasn't-
know.
I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'll tell you what it is. Just a second.
I'm putting my shoes on. I'm going to start getting ready to go. I'm tired. Oh, boy.
Because it was they had two lawsuits. One of them was against Capcom, and one was I can't remember what the other one
Down
was.
goes the PCFX. Never be played again. Never was going to get played the first time I played.
Oh, the other one was Data East versus Epics. Fighters History. That was the game they had. Karnov's Revenge. No. They did Fighters History, and it was like a straight up like jocked Street Fighter. It was really the like top of the screen. So, oh hey, see you, Jackson. Have a good night, bud.
Sounds like that shit you get if you drink the water in Mexico.
What's that?
Karnov's Revenge.
Karnov's Revenge.
You get like, maybe if you drink it in like, I don't know, Iran.
Yeah.
Where's Karnov from? Russia?
They had that.
Sounds Russian.
They had that one. They had Fighters, and then they had one for Epics. And it was the karate game, World Karate Championships and Karate Champ.
Karate Champs, what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were like straight up like
Terrible.
they were identical ass games.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
They were bad. He?
All right. Well, folks, we are out. John and Ribby, I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. And actually, all of you, I'm sure I'll
they're
talk
in
to all of you
text
soon.
like John like is finding.
Yeah, there's Karnow's Revenge. It's on SNK. It's a SNK. It might be Data East, but it's on Neo Geo.
Yeah,
Karnow's Revenge is.
I think it's that East. They found Justin
I'm sure.
Martindale and
I was gonna go do that. Damn it! That's why I wrote his name down.
yeah, John already found him.
He's a shithead. Justin Martindale, if you're out there, Robbie wants
He's a
to fight you.
chiropractor apparently.
No surprise there. What's the rating on those Pop Tarts? You want to bust them up and give him one?
They are raspberry.
Hold on, I'm gonna break the seal. We found Fartendale. I was gonna do that. I literally wrote his name down on the paper so I wouldn't forget. I'm like, we gotta find Fartendale.
Dude, Robbie, reach out to him. Tell him to come to the Midwest Gaming Classic. We
Tell-
hang out with him.
Tell him about how you're gonna fuck him up at Double Dragon 3 or something. I don't know.
That
I
would
like
sound-
how Kalen keeps going back to the Pop Tarts. A man after my own heart. Tell me about the Pop Tarts. I got a toaster. You want to toast it? I'm gonna toast mine.
No, I don't know. Oh, that's good.
Hey, Fartendale, you still got Nintendo games? I gotta get Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis. I bought them because I thought they'd be good. So,
Hey, you might want to check if he does. You might want to just get rid of him.
you know, his real name is Eric, and he owns multiple graded copies of Golf. He's a chiropractor too, or something. What happened?
Door blew open.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
yeah.
It's good. It's good. Pretty good.
A little gamey. Yeah. You can eat that old Blue Jay Pop-Tart.
John just said, "Hi, Justin. You got Mortal Kombat?"
That's what I just said walking over here. You didn't hear me.
Nope. I got headphones on.
Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis.
Kalen, if you like raspberry, highly recommend.
yeah.
That's a solid 9.5 out of 10.
For a Pop Tart, this is going to be high on the scale for sure. I like the fruity Pop Tarts. A lot of people don't. I get it.
These are good. It's good. A little gamey. Good.
Look at man's got to eat.
Enjoy the old Blue Jay burger.
I'm going to eat that old Blue Jay Pop Tart. I would say this is definitely like an 8.5, 9. For Pop Tart, maybe be higher.
I'm not upset about this. Good.
I'll bring some raspberry Pop Tarts with me. We'll have breakfast Friday or Saturday or
Let's go.
every day for all I care. Fuck.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Pop Tart City.
Was it one? Oh, okay. I would give it a 4.5.
Yeah, I'd go 4.5. We do some.
Fancy coffee shop Pop Tarts. Ooh, that sounds nice.
We could do Matty Ice and Marky Mark and do some fucking bullshit. Like, I'll give it a 4.73.
No, I don't think we're gonna be doing that.
Okay.
Matt called me today.
Hey,
You know why?
why?
Just to wish us have a good show.
Awful nice of him.
It really was.
I miss Matt. We should have him on.
But if we have him on, you know what that means?
What?
GoldenEye. Don't worry about bringing them. Oh, fancy coffee shop Pop Tarts. Do that. Don't worry about bringing the regular ones. Are you guys flying or driving, John? I'm laughing. Hey, Fartendale, you still got Nintendo games? Like in the most deriding way to say it. Like they say it, this like the kid's gonna have flashbacks. Fuck. They still hate me. I
What's
guess we'll
Sean
never
going to
know.
bring? Oh, fancy coffee shop.
Well,
He's driving.
oh, so he can. Fucking baller. Let's fucking go, motherfucker.
Robbie, are you just coming up? Are you staying up for the weekend?
I think that's TBD.
Well, I guess fuck, it's an hour. He doesn't even. He could go back. Oh, bro, he can go back and forth. I guess either way.
But it sounds like he's going to be hanging, though.
Hell yeah.
The only problem is if you don't have a vendor pass, you can't get into the vendor hall. Last year, the first time I met Kalen, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see him." He's like, "Yeah, you can't fucking go in there. They'll lock your ass down. You can't."
Kalen, I'm driving too.
Oh, cool. I thought you'd walk.
No shit. What are you, like a block away?
Kinda.
Next thing we're gonna hear Matty O pop in out of nowhere. I'm driving too.
I'm riding with Kalen.
Hey Robbie, if you bring the van, I'll check that TV out for you. See if we can get her working.
And by the check the TV means your butthole.
Oh, bro.
Sorry.
It smells like
Sorry. Went to Zolo last night. Had spicy ramen. I'm also going to tell you, the Zolo spicy ramen, pretty fucking good.
Is it?
It really was. It really was.
Doesn't smell like it, but I get it.
No, it's not supposed to smell good.
All right. Hot garbage and sweat socks.
I'm about ready to wrap it up.
Sweat socks.
Gentlemen, thank you for hanging out. As always, I look forward to... We got just a couple more of these till the show. I'm really starting to get excited about it. We talked about the sign stuff today. I'm getting the stock together. Like, it's cool, man.
I'm showing up
hyped.
in typical fashion, not doing a fucking thing until
You're
it's
just going to show up and be like, how much money do I get? Ding, 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 ding.
Wait, am I supposed to get money?
No, no. If anything, it really kind of the other way, but
I was going to say, I thought I should have been giving you money.
I thought that for a while now. Mostly just to be on here.
Yeah.
You get to hang out with my friends. I'm going to sign autographs this metal. Jesus. You should come with like wearing a Sierra Online shirt.
Do you understand how much? I don't think, and Robbie, I don't know if you even understand how many shenanigans Robbie and I are going to get into during this weekend.
Oh, it's going to be good. Because you'll be vendoring.
Oh yeah, but we're gonna have some shenanigans.
There'll be shit going down.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
be a lot of fights.
We get a microphone there and get me some access.
Oh, I'm
going
gonna
to
do all that. I'm starting to think about that. I might do exactly what I said. I don't really want to be recording anything there because that always comes off really bad. Like if you ever try to listen to a podcast like live recorded from like a show, it always is like, this is dumb. But we could get some stuff.
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted some stuff.
I just want to get a mic that will hook to our phones that we can record with or something like that. Like that's what I want to do.
We can do that.
I'm bringing shit to be signed.
Like literal shit?
For Metal Jesus. Like Robbie.
He's bringing Dragon Ball 3 and Mega Man 11.
Double
Dragon 3. Jesus.
Everybody's favorite games. Oh, yeah, your favorites. And Metroid Fusion. Man, dude, did you guys watch? Nobody watched the Direct? Sign pens. That'd be good. There's a lot of good stuff going on in the Direct. Xenoblade Chronicles, Pikmin 4. What did I just say? The other thing? I just said.
I don't know. Oh, they talked about the
Metroid Fusion.
They talked about GBA and
oh yeah, you're gonna be able to play GBA games on Nintendo Switch Online
and
regular Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Color. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man. Yeah, we'll get. I'm hoping when I get those same rooms, I'm gonna call and ask because those things were awesome. Those things were nice rooms. I liked those. They better because but just fucking better is all I gotta say. Anyway, all right. I think it's time to sign off.
Let's do this.
Gentlemen, and if there are any ladies out there, have a great night.
We're two old guys talking about video games. I'm going to go ahead and wager there's no ladies on there.
I don't know.
Well, Heather went to bed like an hour and a half
2023 is a different world, man. You never know. Yeah. Look, girls can be vice president and stuff now.
I'm still going to go ahead and wager. The odds are pretty. The odds of the whole vice president thing's clearly much higher than.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a
all right
vice president that's a female.
I can't hear what you said.
Okay.
I'll hear it in the editing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then.
Yeah.
Later, skaters. Bye.
See, dude. Remember, think about it, Tiger Wolf.
Ready.